All right, so while all was gone, you guys previewed the best or highest graded running backs in a couple of conferences. Tomorrow, the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Today, here's the graphic, and you can kind of go along with this. I thought Omarion Hampton or Ott would be 1 and 2. But Desmond Reed of Pittsburgh at the top at 89.1.
Yeah, that one does. Omarion Hampton being second was a little bit of surprise. Jay not being where he is, not a surprise at all. The fact that you've got 2 Boston College running backs, no FSU running back in Lawrence Tolafili, who's coming back. Mark Fletcher graded over Damian Martinez, and this is PFF. Again, part of the reason is, we like debating this because we're kind of confused at where they get some of their grades, but I would not put Mark Fletcher based on his performance last year, although I don't think he's a bad player, over Damian Martinez, nor would I put most of the running backs on this list over Damian Martinez, Craig.
I wouldn't either. I think it's kind of shocking to see that. It's just weird to see all these school logos together, quite frankly.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the weirdest part about it to me is seeing Cal in the same conference with Boston College.
Yeah, I had to take
Miami.
a second. I had to kind of glance back
Did you
at
think
that.
it was a mistake
Okay,
for a
wait
second?
a minute. Well, you guys,
Yeah.
the graphics all messed up.
Yeah, no. So not seeing Omarion Hampton at the top is a little bit surprising, but Desmond Reed had a fantastic year last year, so I think that he's obviously going to be a force. And Jaden Ott had a really great year. When you look at Jake Spavital, who's now at Baylor, and what he's going to be looking to do, he's going to have more of a group of running backs than he's going to have had, like the Jaden Ott, the individual running back that's, kind of the star of the show. I don't think that's really going to be the case for this offense, but he was spectacular for Jake Spavital last year at Cal. So I think that that's a really nice addition, and he should be to the conference, and he should be definitely one of the better backs in the league. So, Reed putting him at number 1 after coming over from Western Carolina is kind of a choice just because of the adjustment period that you're likely to go with. So, putting him above a guy in Hampton who's already been there, done that, and done it in the league is kind of an odd choice. But I know it's not so much a choice as it's, I guess, however they've graded this. So, good for Desmond Reed. I think he's an excellent pickup for Pitt. But Hampton obviously was the man last year, and I can't read the other ones as well.
Let's go back to Damian Martinez for a second. What does it say about the ACC, whether these rankings are right or not, that Damian Martinez, who was the most coveted running back in the portal, is 5?
Yeah, it says that there's some good running backs in there for sure. Although I will tell you this, if we go down to the Boston College guys, Kyle Robichaud and Trayshawn Ward, and I don't mean to be a homer here, but it's still a little weird that Trayshawn Ward, who's at Boston College because he couldn't beat out Lawrence Toafili, is on this list.
Florida State.
Yeah,
and
and then couldn't beat out DJ Giddens at Kansas State.
Yeah.
Is on this list, and so he's transferred twice. So PFS a little bit different. Their grading metrics are different, and that's fine. That's that's what they do, and I'm sure they love us talking about it. I think it's interesting, but yeah, it does say that there are good running backs in the ACC. Jaden Ott is going to be the guy who kind of maybe can keep Cal's head above water in the new league, given what they've got. And he is if he was in baseball, he'd be a 5-tool player, because he does special teams, passing game, all that stuff. So
yeah, he's a really good player. So I'd be curious to know, kind of like with every list we see from them, of what all was taken into account. And I'm sure there's some of that language somewhere else. But just for the sake of just getting a glimpse and a snapshot into the ACC, I think they definitely got an intriguing group of backs. I mean, again, Reed coming over, playing Power 5 football for the first time. Can he pick up where he left off at Western Carolina? Hampton, like we've said, obviously had a great year. Ott just making the conference change, but I think he's going to be definitely one of the better players. And Mark Fletcher was good last year. I don't know about having him above Damian Martinez necessarily, but again, that could be factored in by any other number of things that's ongoing. So as far as their formula goes, but yeah, Martinez is a great addition for Miami. And Trayshawn Ward, Paul mentioned him. Interested to see what he can do for Boston College.
All right, so there you have Haynes of Georgia Tech. Clemson, well, we're used to who they had. Who was the guy that the running back that Clemson had?
Will Shipley.
The energy bunny that never stopped. Yeah.
But look, and obviously he's going to outshine a lot of people because he's Jay Knott is a very similar player to Will Shipley in that you put the ball in Will Shipley's hand, no matter what the situation is, he's got a chance to score just like Jay Knott. But Phil Maffa is one of the reasons that you see, Dabo up there saying, well, we don't have a running back in the portal who's better than Phil Maffa. That's true. He does. Yeah. Probably not. Phil Maffa is a guy who can level some people. He's a big, powerful runner. They had a nice Thunder and Lightning thing going with the two of them last year. Now, Clemson has maybe taken a step back on the offensive line the last couple years, which was not when they were in their heyday. They went 10 deep. Now they go about 4 deep on the offensive line, and that's been kind of a problem for them over the last couple years. But Phil Maffa has not been. And again, I would have thought, like even reading this, that he would have been above a couple of the other guys on the list that he's not above of, just because he's a touchdown guy, really good in the red zone, and moves chains.
Yeah, right. If I was doing this, I'd have Ott. Probably, I think I'd have him and Hampton above Reed.
Yeah,
and I think I'd have Damian Martinez above Mark Fletcher. Mm-hmm. And those would be just.
But those would still be the 5, right?
No, I would have Maffa above Mark.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I would have Maffa above Mark Fletcher, and especially I would have Martinez above Mark Fletcher because they brought him in to start over him.
For sure.
Yeah.
And they'd not like Fletcher had stats that were like 1,200 yards and like something that blew you away. I think Martinez was more productive. Now, I didn't check receiving, so maybe that plays into it. And again, this is just their formula. But yeah, if you're just looking at it like standard for just who's better players, and I think there's some switches you'd make up on this list, but should be a good year in the conference. Where's Utah's